Folks, hello and welcome to Tavern Chat. I am your host, Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR, your main proprietor of the Tenkar's Tavern blog. And why do I have court paperwork in front of you? Well, it is Zachary Smith versus Vivka Gray, and it's also Vivka Gray versus Zachary Smith. This is a lawsuit that was filed in Superior Court of the County of Los Angeles, State of California, and final statement of decision. This is from July 5th, 2022. Now, here's something interesting, right? That's what? Over half a year ago, over 6 months. Why are we hearing about this now? Why did this get forwarded to me? Well, it's got forwarded to me by someone who had a copy. By the way, I will share this as with a Dropbox link. This is public information. You should, therefore, if you have the opportunity, avail yourself. Read it if you want. It's 43 pages, or at least skim it. Skim it and get to the pertinent parts. But why is it important? Well, there's a video out there on YouTube, apparently from Zach himself, claiming that I won. And not saying it. Zach didn't win, but let's get to the meat and potatoes of this. Page 31. So let's get to page 31. All right. Damages. Well, from the discussion above, and we're not going to go into the whole list of what damages a libel, which is defamatory, yada, yada, yada. That's legalese. Read it yourself. From the discussion above, the court has concluded that all of the false statements alleged in Smith's complaint, only a single statement in Gray's February 12th, 2019 Facebook post is false. Namely, the subpart of Statement 1 that Smith forced Gray to move in with him. Smith fails to prove actual damages attributable to this one single statement that Smith forced Gray to move in with him. So, Smith's testimony regarding the reasons for his decreased revenue from various sources was speculative. And over the course of this litigation, Smith's damage calculations have been a roving target. This is the judge. This is not my words. This is the judge's words. Smith has failed to justify or explain his wildly varying figures, nor has Smith introduced evidence of what other factors may have accounted for his decreased revenue, such as, for example, the effect of a worldwide pandemic on sales of art, books, and indie games. So, on cross-examination, Smith acknowledged that he has not worked in pornography since 2018, before Gray's Facebook post. Accordingly, Smith did not claim that the reason he stopped work in the pornography industry has anything to do with Gray's Facebook post. With regard to a decline in sales of Smith's art, Smith acknowledged that galleries were largely closed since the onset of the COVID pandemic, which accounted for at least part of the decline in sales. As to emotional damages, Smith acknowledged that he has not lost any friends due to Gray's Facebook post. It goes on from there. So, in the end, what was the damages that were declared by the court? Conclusion. Having carried his burden of proof on his complaint. Again, not saying that Zach didn't win. There was one accusation about him that was found to be false, which means the rest are what the rest are. Zach Smith is entitled to entry of judgment in his favor against Gray for a single cause of action of Smith's complaint in the amount of $1 of nominal damages and costs per memorandum of costs. Vivka Gray, having failed to carry her burden of proof on her complaint, judgment shall be entered in favor of defendant Zachary Smith and against Vivka Gray as to the single cause of action of Gray's complaint. So, yes, Zach prevailed. Let's move on. So why is this important? Well, hello, My name is Molly Scanlon. This is on Reddit. I will include the Reddit links too. This is on the OSR. I'm a D&D player and publisher. I've been made aware of this subreddit was used to spread the claim that Zak S, a consultant on 5e D&D, was accused of all kinds of wrongdoing. Therefore, allow me to spread the news that Zach Smith has recently prevailed in court. Technically correct. Then they link to the video for the YouTube. If you go to Reddit, you'll get the link. I'm not including the link to Zach's video. I don't think it's relevant, but you may. I'm here to prevail upon y'all, who's, got to prove my southern bona fides, to spread the word that I will be publishing a hardcover reprint of Zach's old school and award-winning D&D supplement, Red and Pleasant Land. Details to follow. Interesting that a lawsuit that concluded well over 6 months ago is now being talked about because Zach needs to get back into the mindset. It's publicity. All right. Of course, I should share that link. So here it is. Okay. Sometimes I forget that the StreamYard does not automatically share it. So now the OSR over in Reddit has 1.1 thousand members, roughly 1,100. All right. So we have another link. This one's very interesting. Because now this one has a new setting with Zach Smith from a day ago. Again, I'm going to make an assumption, make an ass out of you and me, that the reason why Zach's video recently came out is because he had something to announce. Until he had something to announce, there was no point of saying, woohoo, I am victorious on one count. So now I can't read this shit, but apparently this is artwork in regard to a new setting. So what do we have about this new setting? Well, Naha Ninja from a day ago. Zach Smith finally got his day in court and he prevailed. Again, yes, he won a buck. Nobody's saying it. He won a buck. And yes, one statement about him was found to be baseless. The allegations were not shown to be baseless. One was found to be the point that yes, it was false. So we have to decancel him. I thought that there was another suit going on, and I don't believe in canceling. Again, this is Zach Smith. I wouldn't piss on the man if he was on fire. One of the most obnoxious individuals, one of the most toxic individuals, in my personal opinion, having dealt with him online. But I've heard from other people whose opinions I respect that Zach is very personable in person and they have had good interactions with him. So I don't know. Maybe Zach was offended by the fact that I could actually engage in conversation and be able to follow along with his mind games and the conversations that he sometimes has. He has to prevail in any topic or any discussion that's going on. And if he can't prevail, he will start calling you names. So, but I'm off topic. As a retired attorney, it's clear this went the only way it could have gone. So because Zach won, this guy Naha Ninja, a retired attorney, will be publishing a major project with Zach, and here it is. But it's not a new setting from Zach. This setting is a love letter to Okinawa, the island where I grew up, beginning in 1978 as a preschooler, and continuing to graduation from high school, summer breaks during my university and law school days, and every year since to visit my wife's Okinawan family. I retired from the legal profession about 10 years ago to the island as a restaurateur to help preserve the indigenous cuisine and a dying local culture. For this setting, I, not Zach, the lawyer, not Ma, pulled from almost every source available to me histories and folklores of various groups on the main and outer islands of the Ryukyu chain, mainland Japan, China's Fujian province, Taiwan, Hong Kong, my gaming groups, which are, depending upon the group, local Okinawan, Japanese, American, and European expat gamers. My experience as a tabletop RPG player, GM, my experience as an attorney, my experience in researching and preserving ancient local foods, my 89-year-old Okinawan mother in law, Japanese college professors, linguists, calligraphers, local karate kung fu masters, dietitian, florists, traditional haiku tattoo artists, and lastly, my dear wife. I originally conceived a Japan only release, but Zach has encouraged me otherwise, so there will definitely be an English version. All right, so he goes on, and I shouldn't say it. It's the impetus of the setting and theme came to me, not to Zach, me, after reading a 2016 article. This is this guy's setting. I'm assuming Zach has some input. I'm assuming from the incomprehensible piece of art that I cannot read above that Zach is providing the artwork, and that's fine. I don't think that that's a bad thing. Depends on the artwork that he's doing. The artwork above, I don't think it's a great thing, but um, so let's see. Is there anything else? Oh, compiled with limitations of the Flame Princess in mind. It can be easily converted to any OSR setting. I am really geeked for this new setting. New player classes, monsters, items, magic, karate dojos, female samurai, ninjas, pterodactyls, royal houses, and that's the tip of the iceberg. Plus, brand new art, design, and crunch by the one and only Zak S. Zach Games are back. So this whole setting, sorry, is being done by Naha Attorney Man. But new art, design, and crunch by the one and only Zach Smith. Zach Games are back. No. We're getting a reprint of Red and Pleasant Lands. That is, I think, one of the finest RPG releases ever. Again, I might not be willing to piss on Zach if he's on fire, but I will give him credit where credit is due. It's an awesome piece. I'm glad to see it's going to be back in print. People should have the opportunity to obtain it. But this isn't a Zach setting. Okay? This is somebody else doing the writing and Zach coming in and doing some crunch, some design, new art. I don't know. But that's the news. Is it all the news that fit the print? I don't know. Probably not. There are going to be people going, why are you giving Zach Smith free advertisement? It's newsworthy. Well, he's going to make more sales because of you. Perhaps. He's going to probably make a lot less sales because of his toxic personality. My opinion. I think it's going to want my coverage in the end is probably going to be a wash. But I do find it interesting. I do find the timing interesting. All of a sudden, Zach's video comes out about, again, a decision that should have been talked about, if we were going to talk about it, last summer. But we didn't, because nobody knew. Nobody gave a shit. I didn't even know this lawsuit was going on. So that's how important this lawsuit was. But it's important in the sense of advertising for his new projects. So there you have it, folks. Again, links to all, and I will link the whatchamacallit, the case file, the decision at the Dropbox link, so you can grab a copy for yourself. All right, folks. On that note, be safe, be well, good bless. Roll the dice, roll them well. Tomorrow night, Talking Crit, 8 p.m. Eastern. Scott Taylor from the Folio is our special guest. We are going to have special guests, I think, every Wednesday throughout the month of March. It's a beautiful thing. All right, folks. God bless. Laters. Be good.